And greetings. Happy Tuesday. Happy full moon. It's a full moon in Virgo, blood moon, solar eclipse, or lunar eclipse. Sorry, lunar eclipse. We had today, this morning, early this morning. So, the energies is popping. Yeah, so let me do a quick sound check and we'll get into the live. Okay. All right, so welcome. If you're new here, I am Chenoa, aka Walu Child. Greetings. So I blend a little bit of tarot, ancestral wisdom, sometimes grounded commentary for those returning to themselves. Okay, so my readings are for those, the empaths, the sensitive ones, the intuitive ones, those maybe that are in a season or they felt invincible, misunderstood, maybe shamed. So yeah, we talk about different things like owning our voice, okay, trusting our intuition, using discernment, reclaiming our visibility, honoring our uniqueness, our journey, past, present, and future, okay? So if that sounds like you, if you're in a season of uncertainty, okay, maybe despite your efforts, maybe you feel overlooked or just gaining your sovereignty back, you're in the right place, okay? So we here for clarity and authentic expression, okay? Not perfection, okay? But honesty, okay? So greetings and welcome. You guys are in the right place. So it is a blood moon, full moon energy. So I didn't want to tap in. Um, I do have a message though. I feel like the message that I've been kind of gathering and picking up is has something to do with blessings in an unexpected place. An unexpected place, an unknown place or space, you know. So yeah, I don't know if that's what the message is going to come out is going to be about, but just from what I'm picking up is that any blessings that like you might expect it to come from specific places or a certain timeline, so on and so forth, it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to be anywhere near in a space where you expect it to, when, where, or how you expect it to. That favor, that blessing, it's going to come in its own unique way and time. Otherwise, you wouldn't notice it, you wouldn't see it. You might push and rush time, look in the wrong place, or so yeah. But anywho, let's tap in. Let's see what the divine wants you to know. Um, your divine team, your angels, your ancestors, and guides. What is the guidance? What is the message? I'm going to start off with the oracle. Let's see what the message is, but kind of already have a gist of like what might be happening, but I could be wrong. Oh, shit. Never mind. All right. Okay. Let's get the message. Good old mama Yamoya coming through. You see how this card just was like, don't do too much shuffling, girl. Don't do too much shuffling. Okay, that's how it happened. Let's see. You have the table at the bottom of the deck. Okay. You guys, okay, this message is for my healers, okay? You are a healer. And you might be like, nah. Some of you already know that. Some of you may be like, no, I'm not. I'm not a healer. That's not me. That's not what I do. And healing is not just like laying hands, doing Reiki or something like that. It's your own unique, whatever that looks like for you. But nonetheless, you are a healer. That is your gift. Um, some of you guys, you are children of the water. Welcome. Greetings and welcome. Children of the water, greetings. Some of you already knew that. Some of you guys feel called to the water. Some of you guys are very sensitive beings. You guys feel everything. You guys sense things that others don't sense. the water recharges you. You may feel the most clear, most grounded, most happiest near or in water. Especially like children, they love swimming. Not all children, but most children, they love swimming. They love the pool. And I'm getting like inner child energy from that. Um, you may be the counsel that people come to. People come to you for advice. They always feel like you have, a good ear. They feel safe with you. You could be someone that's quite the nurturer. Um, you might have a role in the community of in some kind of way, or like you work in community services. Could be in the medical or nursing field. It's something about care, taking, caregiving. You're very good with kids, very good with animals. Animals love you, children love you. Your energy is very soothing and very nurturing. Whether you are a woman or a man, doesn't matter, or identify with certain energies or not. That's the vibe I'm getting. The chaos that you've been going through and have gone throughout your life is a part of an initiation, I want to say, of like your gifts. Um, you are very intuitive, very wise. Certain things, like you don't have to go through certain things to understand them. Does that make sense? It's like you can give advice to someone that's going through something that you've never gone through. So it's funny how some people will say like you can't teach people certain things unless you've gone through it. You can't be a voice for people if you've never gone through it. No, that's a part of being a priestess. That's a part of being a prophet or prophetess, a seer, a gifted messenger of God, of source. You don't have to go through the shit in order for it to be something that you can be a mouthpiece for. Um, you don't always have to go through, but sometimes it does help. It's your testimony. When you go through certain things, oftentimes when you learn from it, those are the things that will be a part of your testimony, a part of things that you help people with. But you don't necessarily have to go through the door of what you've been through in order to be able to help somebody else or make sense of it for someone else. I feel like your path does include, that you have gone through a lot of things. I feel you've gone through a lot of transitions. Right now, I feel like Spirit has been trying to get your attention for a very long time. Spirit has been trying to, your divine team, really, I should say, has really been trying to get your attention. They've protected you from a lot of things, like protected you from connections or people or situations that wouldn't have meant you well or would have been, they could have been like detours on your journey, and Spirit blocked them and protect you from them. um Not everything that you've gone through is, let's say, like certain things that you wanted to happen, certain people that you wanted to align yourself with, or people that you wanted to date or get with, or something like that. For some of you, it's like spaces you wanted to be a part of. Spirit is saying the blocks is not rejection or something that you did wrong, or something wrong with you. It's not that, it's protection. Because there's certain things about these situations, these environments, the people or intentions that you wouldn't be able to see until later down the line, and it would have been something that you would have regretted, because I'm getting deceitfulness. Ultimately, I feel like with the High Priestess card, deep down inside, certain people are just not for you. You could be a life path 7, or the number 7 is like a lucky number for you. Maybe even 8, life path 8, or something with 8s, 2s, 9s, definitely 7. If you are connected to Yemuya, number 7 definitely is connected. Yeah, you are, I feel it's something that's being prepared for you that you don't see yet. Um, I'm hearing feast, okay? Feasting time. So like this is not just something that's just being handed to you. It's like it it's rewarded, rewarded because you're prepared for it. You may not see it that way. Be careful not to get caught up in other people's mess and drama, or people pulling you back in, especially like if you have like a giving heart or something, like you give, you extend, you give and you extend a lot, or you have in the past. Maybe that's something that you are currently healing. But Spirit is saying like you don't want anybody messing with your flow right now. Your path forward, like they're giving you a clear heads up. Like be very mindful not to get distracted, not to get discouraged, okay? Not allowing detours or people to detour you off focus. So I'm going to pull some tarot now. Let me move these cards over here. Probably won't be able to see all of them, but I'll just move them to the side for now. All right, divine source guide, angels, ancestors of our highest good and intentions, divine team, angels who have our best intentions, provide us with divine wisdom and clarity and truth, integrity, wisdom through utilize. If you're watching this during the time that I'm recording it, which is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026, on this blood full moon in Virgo, utilize this full moon to tap into releasing of any blockages around deception, okay? To tap better into discernment, to trust yourself more, release any illusions or false like self-deceptions or illusions, like, you know, set the intention to release that. Release and remove any overextending, any heavy perfectionism. Remove this energy. Ask Spirit to remove it. Help to grant you discernment. Help you to make sense of your dreams, because there's something about dreams at this time is very, maybe very detailed, but may not make sense. They may not make sense until like we're out of the Pisces energy, because it could be influenced in a little bit of a lack of clarity. So Spirit may give you guidances or messages through your dreams, or you may get like downloads about certain things. Don't make any assumptions as of yet. Kind of let this energy, let it, you know, kind of allow this energy to play itself out. And then once you're out, I'm getting like Pisces season, the clearer things will be. You'll be more grounded. All right, let's see. Yeah. So banishment work is really good. Anything around deceptions and illusions, remove that. You could be more poetic, more creative around this time. Creative things that you once were inspired by, or like may have put on the back burner. You may feel inspired by those things again. It's not for you to necessarily push too much of it out yet or at all, but just kind of gather, sit with, reconstruct, deconstruct, add, remove, and then you'll know when it's time. It's like this is more so of an energy of experimenting I'm getting. Okay. Holy Spirit, give me the cards. What's this going on? Okay. Strength. Okay. The Star. Are we gonna have a whole bunch of major arcanas? Temperance. Shit, might be. Let's see. Page of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Judgment. Damn near almost all major arcanas, and then Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Damn near got pretty much almost all majors. So I wouldn't take this energy lightly, okay? It's almost like Spirit is calling you forth. Like, okay, you've done the healing, you know, to a great deal, to a great extent. You've been pouring into yourself, releasing what you need to, you know. I feel like some of you guys may be in a place where you've been prioritizing your wellness, your rest, taking time, not rushing, forcing yourself into things, or maybe just like, you know what, I got to pour into me. I feel like you're on the right track with that. Okay. Something is definitely going to spark for you, either creatively spark for you, or you're going to find joy in something again. So, like, if you haven't really been feeling that good lately or excited about anything, or things are just kind of mellow and flowing, I feel like it is going to be a spark of excitement again, or joy, or something that, like, a passion or some sort of spark for life. Because I get like right now, don't take this as like you're out of the loop, you're doing something wrong, you're not on the right path. Um, I would say just be more self-aware, especially if you've been triggered lately in the areas of the matters of the heart, wanting to defend and protect your feelings and your emotions. That's fine. Do it in a grounded way, okay? Not in a destructive way, right? But a constructive way, right? Constructive, not destructive, okay? Um, but yeah, there's like this energy of wrapping up what we need to, wrapping up the past. We are in the energy right now where everyone is pretty much under judgment. Judgment in a sense of reaping what we've sown, right? And then the Seven of Pentacles. What have you been harvesting? What have you been reaping? Right? You're going to discover some sort of treasure, something that is important, something of great importance, something, some sort of divine blessing. And beneath the Seven of Pentacles was the King of Pentacles. So this could be connected to your finances. Okay. Especially if you're in the energy of flow, let it be. I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm not going to push up against the current, trying to control, trying to, out of frantic energy or out of impatience. I'm just going to flow. I'm going to allow myself to rest, okay? Not turn the cheek, not procrastinate, not self-avoid, but it's like, let me, the things that either I've already put my energy towards, I'm just going to fall back. I put the energy out there. I'm not going to stress myself out. When you're in that energy, you'll be surprised what comes to you. And like at the beginning of this message, before we pull the cards, I was getting a message from Spirit throughout the day is that the blessings and the favor hardly ever come in the places in time that we expected. It's always going to most likely be in an unexpected place where the favor and the blessings find you, okay, and come to you. It's not going to be in a place where you're looking, and that's a part of the treasure. It's like, all right, I planted all these seeds here and there, and the harvest is not going to come in the expected place that you think. And that's the part that's the juicy part of it, because you can't clock it. You can't control it. You can't sabotage it because you don't know where it is yet. Spirit will bring you to it. Okay? Confirmation, because it's my birthday on the clock. So I know that's confirmation. Okay? All right, we on the right track with that. Okay. So let's the Queen of Cups was at the top. Okay. So I put the Judgment back. I don't know why, because that's okay. Yeah, the Queen of Cups is like your energy may be very sensitive at this time. So I will say, if you need, do not ignore your feelings or your emotions. Before you have an outburst, okay? Before you have an outburst, make sure that you check, like you feel through everything. Breathe through it if you must, if you need to. Sometimes journaling helps. Like if you journal your thoughts and your feelings, that always helps, right? Because it helps you to kind of get a sense of groundedness, or connecting with people that help you ground, give you a level head about things. It helps sometimes to have a listening ear. Okay, so I want to pull from another deck because I'm just getting like a different, I don't know, different vibe, different energies and frequencies with different decks, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting. I'm going to use another Oracle deck. I want to see, what is the energy around you, okay? Because I feel like this is internal energy, and it's like what's going on inside, of you, your inner world, your emotions, even a little bit dreamy, a little bit flighty. So some of you guys, if you feel called to rest and sleep, um, honor that. Drink water. Make sure you're drinking a great amount of water that you need for your body, right? Um, some of you, yeah, especially if you're like a child of the water, you get what I'm saying. You feel me on this. Water grounds you, it centers you. So like a shower, like a really good shower, or a relaxing bath, if you have access to, like, go to a lake or a creek, go to the ocean and just like sit or take a walk somewhere, or listening even to the sound of the ocean. Sometimes before I go to sleep, I like listening to like the ocean wave sounds, like those meditation sounds. That helps. Dolphin sounds too sometimes like help me. So ground your energy, okay? Bless your water in the sun too. Hey sis, how are you? Bless your water in the sun. Like, before you drink it, you can put it out in the sun for like maybe 5 minutes, and then, bless it, speak to it. Okay. Okay, this is what's draining you. This is what's draining you. This was at the bottom of the deck. Clout Chaser was at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like some of you, you've gotten tired, and maybe um, you've broken free from like presenting something that's not truly what you want or truly how you feel. Okay, you've been presenting this, maybe to people close to you or just socially. Um, and I feel like some of you guys have been doing it in hopes that something would orchestrate or come together. But your energy, you're being drained with the energy vampire, and the clout chaser is like, you are dismantling this energy of maybe seeking validation in certain ways, okay? So when I say this, this is something that I feel like is being broken. This is an external thing. This is something on the outside that I feel like has been influencing your inner world. Hence why I feel like a lot of you are just like, I'm tired of certain things. I want to rest. I'm tired of pouring into certain things and maybe even certain people. Because it feels like a mirror, like people that you're connecting with, they're meant to reflect and show you something that's out of balance, right? So sometimes we don't see it. You know, you may have been rewarded for presenting and showing up a certain way, even if it wasn't fully something that resonated with you or was for you, but it kind of worked. I'm getting love and relationships. So every time in my reading, I don't care what type of reading I be trying to tap into, love is always going to like, no, bitch, you're going to talk about love and relationships. Okay. That's what you're going to do. Okay. If nothing else, that's what you're going to do. So, okay. I'll oblige, spirit. Let's get it. Okay. So through your relationships, your romantic ones, I feel specifically for the women, the ladies, that men, you date men, or if you are a male that dates other men, that this energy, especially if you present in the feminine energy archetype, right? Feminine essence, there's a curated visual that you feel like you have to present. That energy, I feel like you are dismantling that. You no longer resonate with that. You are no longer identify with that. It's unrealistic expectations. It's something that you found does not speak to you. So let's say it's beauty standards. Every young girl is brainwashed throughout life, whether they are consciously aware or not, or if it's their social surroundings, whether it's media, are brainwashed into what is the beauty standard, right? And so are the boys. So have the men and the women before you been brainwashed into certain beauty standards. So let's say that you feel like I have to be shaped like this. My hair has to be like this. My physical features have to be a certain way. I have to talk, walk, and dress and present myself like this. This is what a lady is, right? And this is what a lady is not. You should not be that way. Or this is what gets men. This is the type of woman that men want. Don't be the one that they don't want. Don't be the one that does too much, says too much. Um, you know, present yourself very pleasantly, a certain look, and they'll want you. There's something very that makes you nervous about walking and moving in the energy that really is you. Now, I don't know who this might resonate with, and I'm gonna lose some people because it's touchy over here at times. But we're giving you the medicine that you need, not the candy store sweets that you may want. That's the thing about being a messenger. So I'm not on here to just be simply entertaining, and that's not my whole. I can't do that. Sorry. We can kiki will be fun, but one thing is like if I'm delivering you a message, I still have to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? It might be cherry flavor, might be grape flavor, might be orange flavor, but nonetheless it's medicine. Or it just might look like a pretty plant, but it might taste a little bitter when you take it, when you take that mug down. But I'm gonna try to ease it, okay? So some of you, it's like this persona of like, let's say like a Kim Kardashian vibe. Like you feel like that's what you got to present yourself to be. Because I'm getting like Kim Kardashian energy from this card. Um, but you're really like a Drew Barrymore type vibe, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or like, oh, I gotta be like, I gotta be of the Cardi B's but your energy's really like, what's the chick from the traveling pants? Um, I don't know. I'm seeing her. It's like contrast, right? It's a contrast energy, and you can have different elements. This is the thing about feminine energy is that it's so multifaceted. You can't put it in a box. It's not just dresses and polka dots and flowers and high heels and lipstick and big voluminous voluptuousness, big voluminous hair. It's chaotic in a sense of it just flows. It just is. You can't put a label to it, right? You can't put a label to it. You're nervous about presenting yourself a certain way because you feel like it will not be accepted. And I feel like you're a very, and I'm not calling you inauthentic because I feel like deep down in your core, you know who you are. You've just been pressured, just like any other human in society, sometimes to live up to certain expectations that is is not for everyone. That's the part of sovereignty and divine identity. And I feel like that's the essence of this year. It's like certain ways that we connect with one another and through ourselves, through community. Community is meant to be a mirror to you. And because society, we are breaking free of the illusion, the Piscean energy. We're breaking free out of that kind of brainwashed energy a little bit, just kind of sleeping and just floating and flowing without questioning and going along with what people say. This is what success is. This is what beauty is. This is what a perfect human looks like. Whereas your journey looks a bit different than the next person. It's not going to be tailored the same way. That's not, if that was the case, we be clones. I'm going to use this as an example, like real shit. I've been waiting to get this message like this. I just didn't know when. But the scripture that's very popular in the Bible, I'm just going to quote this real quick, not from a religious standpoint, might be a little bit non-traditional. But there's a quote in the Bible. It's Jeremiah 29, 11. Let me see. Let me fact check it real quick. Jeremiah 29:11. Yes, for I know the plans that I have for you, not to prosper, but to harm you. And within that scripture, I think it's maybe verse 10, chapter 29 through 10 and 11, I think is what I really want to quote. Um, it's one of the quotes where it says, I knew you or something in your mother's womb. I think I can't remember if that's Jeremiah 29 or not, but before you were born, I knew you in your mother's womb, right? If you look up the word matrix, the word matrix is womb, the womb. If you think about the movie The Matrix, going back to the visual I was just getting, like clones and people like, when you live in a filtered or false reality, it is promoting everyone to be like a clone, to move and be and act a certain way, never be individual. And that's the thing about the Matrix is that Neo representing Neo, if you flip those words, you play with those words a bit, it's one. The one is self. The one also represents awareness or identity. It can also represent the seed, right? Where in the movie, going back to the womb again, the Matrix, there was a scene where like Neo was like in this weird like little gunk, almost like like he was in like the sack. Like, when babies are born, they come out and they're kind of like all silky and like gooey looking, right? So if you remember that scene in that movie, it's like when you go through a certain awakenings, it's almost like you're being born again. Because when children come out of the womb, they're like, where the fuck am I? Why am I here? They looking around or they're screaming. And it's like a reset all over again, right? So you're not meant to be a clone. You might have been birthed into a reality that promotes or celebrates curated things or man-made. This is what is and this is what isn't. This is how you should be. This is, it's like a structure, it's a formula, but it's not your divine path, right? So you're breaking free out of that matrix, if that makes sense, by your awareness, by your awakening. And then to play on that number one again, 2026 adds up to a 10, but technically it's also a 1. The 10 is that completion. That 10 is also that ending within a reset, within a new beginning with that 1 and that 0. The 0 is like the womb, that portal, the womb space, meaning womb, WOMB, womb. The 1 being that phallus or the seed that plants in the womb that creates things. Okay? So we're in that energy collectively. Aquarian age energy, as they say, is the energy of information. It is the energy of technology, but it also is, with it being the 11th house being the Aquarian house of community. So community is a big thing. You know, there is a great divide. It's not a kumbaya moment. That's not realistic. But finding your tribe and finding those that resonate with the truth of who you are. And it takes bravery to strip the filtered self, right? To strip yourself of all the false identities, because there's no such thing as perfection. What people say is perfection is not even achieved naturally sometimes, whether that's through successes, whether that's through beauty standards, you know what I mean? You have to train your body a certain way, or you got to get surgeries, you have to get enhancements, you have to do X, Y, and Z to be or to do certain things that's not even, you know what I mean? Like, not all the way always a natural representation or success. They paint it a certain way, but they don't tell you all the ins and the outs of certain things. So in your human experience, we have to strip that perfectionism because it doesn't exist. The moments and days that you have your ups and downs, you're human. That's something that I work through daily. You're human. Certain things you're like, nah, I can't cry. That's weak. Nope, I can't be vulnerable and share this. Nah, that's weak. No, show up as yourself. Like, I posted something earlier where I was saying, like, the new celebrity or the new influencer is the person that is here to dismantle. They're not here. It's like if one person can show up in their purest form, in their purest essence, in their truth, like in a healthy way, in a way that's like, ooh, I can't, you know, because you got to push through the fear sometimes. Anytime you're breaking free of something, it's a challenge. It's just like if you're hiking a mountain, the higher you get to the top, it's going to hurt them legs, them knees, them buttocks, that, you know, you're going to start sweating. It's going to hurt. But you're reaching the top of something. You're elevating, right? Breakthroughs, when you're having a breakthrough, when you are un removing the layers of certain things, or you're taking the mask off, you know, you're cutting ties and things that don't resonate, you're releasing things within yourself that you know is like, this is not for me, this has not been working for me, this is not healthy for me. Guaranteed it's going to be things that try to reel you back into falling into that loop, whether it's your own self that says, I can't, it's too much, I don't know if I'm ready, what if I don't execute this, what if I don't get the desired outcome, what if this doesn't look good to everybody else, or what if, you know, what if things do change, this person comes back in my life and they're different. And these are things like we almost get tempted to go back into a cycle again. You know what I mean? Get tempted to go back, to fall back into things that we're crawling out of. And sometimes people will try to pull you back in and reel you back into, you know, the cycles again. But you're here to break that. I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune in my mind's eye. When I think about the Wheel of Fortune in this instance is like we have those seasons where things seem to not be working out, right? Seem to be working against us. But then the wheel turns again. The way that it turns again is because it represents karmic energy as well. Karma is cause and effect. So if I'm moving in a cause and effects way, where let's say my cause is that I'm moving in an energy that's not divinely aligned for me, for whatever reason, maybe it suits, maybe I wasn't being discerning about certain things, or I was young, or I needed to learn that. The cause and the effect is this is the result of your choices. This is the result of what you've put your energy towards. When you're more conscious, aware of yourself, when you move differently, where you take divine calculated risk. You don't just gamble just to be gambling because you have an addiction to certain things and certain outcomes, but you do it with intent. That divine risk that you take, that's when favor blesses you. Or that where they say fate favors the bold. And then you got to think about it like this too. The Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter isn't just about luck and money and fame. Jupiter also rules our expansion level, our capacity to explore, not just physical territories or cultures, but also our mind. Jupiter is kind of like the tech or the child that learns things through exploration, through lightheartedness, through playfulness sometimes, but also with discernment. Like, okay, I'm going to test this thing out because I feel good about it, but I'm going to move wisely in this direction. Because again, it's number 10. The Wheel of Fortune is number 10. So not only that, you have the magician energy with the 1, and you also have the fool energy with the 0. So going back to that number 10 again, 1 and the 0 again. Fortune favors the bold. And that might go over some people's head, what I just said. Because I just put that 2 and 2 together. It's like math. Reset. You have to embrace what no longer is working, what no longer is for you, embracing the end, but also embracing the beginning. But it also takes your self-awareness, you saying yes to your call. Just like in the Matrix, Neo had to answer that call to get out of the motherfucking Matrix. He had to pick up that phone. When that phone rang, he had to get in that booth and answer that call. Okay. I wasn't expecting all of that. All right. But yeah, but you have the mirror at the bottom. So mirror, mirror, it's like your connections with others are going to reflect certain things within yourself. But what it's meant to trigger is self-awareness. Okay. So when you get triggered by things, it's more so meant to ask self, right? Why is this triggering me? Self-awareness and accountability is going to favor you as well, or continuing to do that. Bottom of that card was situationally single, which I feel like a lot of you guys are deciding to take yourself out, going back to the love energy, kind of take yourself out of the playing the game of love, and wanting to be more unfiltered, more showing up as yourself, but discerning, right? You can still be the Drew Barrymore in the romantic comedy, but with discernment. You're not just like, I'm just open. Hey, yes, I'm a hopeless romantic. It's like, no, I'm going to move wisely. I want love. I desire it, but I desire it with a connection that aligns with me and holds the space for me. The love that holds space for you, the love that allows you to be you, the love that doesn't shame you. And this is a wise thing for my water children, okay, out there, my water folks, fellow water children, sirens, mermaids, whatever vibe energy you resonate with. You can be flow, you can be chill, you can be loving and nurturing, you can be magnetizing, you can be sensual, sexual, but on your terms and your conditions, meaning your access that you give people. And this is a phrase that I love so much, and I just like coin it because I don't know if anybody else used it, but this is like what came to me, so I use this. But you're sovereign in your accessibility, meaning no one can get access to you without your permission. And what comes with that? What are the boundaries? What are the conditions? And I'm not talking about like superficial things and surface level shit, but more so like I'm not giving my emotional labor. I'm not playing wifey to somebody that has not even earned the right to be in my space. This person has not shown me a healthy effort, or their intentions are not clear. I'm not going to be giving them, because this is another thing that I got to hold myself accountable for too, is I have a habit of being kind of like the advisor to men that I've been interested in or dated, because it's like that energy is natural. They sense like, oh, this person's easy to talk to. They seem like they got a clear mind. They feel comfortable to indulge and like share shit with you and things like that. And it's almost like you naturally are like, how to hold space for people. You give them that wise counsel sometimes, right? And then you kind of fall into this category where you're pouring so much of your energy, and this person, they're not a match to you. I be telling the spirit, like, no, I want an equal. I don't want a fan or somebody even that thinks that they're better or greater than me. Like, I gotta have, it has to be balanced. Because if you don't, even not just in romantic situations, but friendship or any type of exchange of energy, if a person thinks that they're greater than you or better than you, or they think that you're better than them, the exchange is not going to be healthy, right? It's not going to be healthy. It's either going to strip or take away from you in one or two ways. It's going to be stripped and taken from you from someone who wants your power, who wants your energy, or it's going to be taken from someone that doesn't know that they're laboring you. So that's why it's very important that you gatekeep your energy. Friendship should not be a title. If someone is, you barely know them, that's your acquaintance. Not everybody is your friend. Not every coworker is your friend. Not every person that you date is going to be someone that's worthy of even a bit of your time. I'm like, you can't even kiss me. You know what I'm saying? Like, your tolerance level for things and your peace, you'll start to understand that your solitude and your peace is synonymous or connected to your sovereignty over your accessibility. Who you give access to, who you allow to have access to you, and what. It makes it very simple to like find your peace when you don't give your energy to people too much. You don't give them too much of your time and your energy. You don't allow them into your heart space and into your mind when you place them in a place of I'm getting to know this person, or I'm not going to sleep with this person until I know that this person is worthy of my body. If I don't feel safe with you, if I don't know who the fuck you are, I can't open my legs to you. I'm not going to invite you into my home or my space. I barely know you. That goes for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Not just romantically. I'm not introducing you to my family, or I'm not introducing you to children, or I'm not, that's your sacred space. I'm not telling you about my childhood trauma on the first date. That is your sacred space. I'm not telling you about all my plans and all my visions. I don't know you. You could be a fucking energy vampire. You could be someone that wants to take from me. You know what I mean? Like these types of things, right? Gatekeeping your energy. So situationally single is not just romantically single, but like, your energy. She's sipping her coffee. Like I choose to be in this energy because I'm protecting myself. I'm open. Blind date card is like that person that's still open, still believes in love, or still believes in connection with people, or desires connection, desires community, but they're moving wisely with that, because this is what's been the deal in the past, right? Dealing with energy vampires, dealing with siphoners, people that want to just take your shit, okay? Influence you in the wrong way, or their energy influences you to like take you off path sometimes, whether you realize it or not. That's why it's very important. You're mindful of what you allow in your space, what you share with other people, okay? Because too much of this seeking attention sometimes, like if we're not careful, you know, especially online. Online is a strange place because it's like a cesspool of different energies. You don't know who the fuck's watching. You don't know what their intentions are. Strangers, you just don't know, right? So protect your peace, protect your energy in all ways, okay? Don't be desperate for just any connections in any capacity or any eyes on you. I always set the intention that I only want people that are meant to see me, people that have my best intentions. And if they don't, Spirit, you know what to do with them. You know what to do, right? But soul tribe energy, or people that are just, like-minded people. Not just anybody. When you just giving that's like when you just want anything or anybody in your space, it's like you putting your energy at a level of discount and cheapness. When you're expensive, when you're pricey, when you're of high value, you know that only high value people deserve your time and energy. And I don't mean high value being, oh, they fine, they got nice cars and they like this and they have this much money. That no. The quality of your character and your motherfucking mind and your heart and your spirit is what makes you high quality. No, the Taurus in me, if you sprinkle a little bit of, you like you got that, you a man where you on your shit, even better. And you look good and you smell good, even better. But if that's all you got and your insides are jacked up, you're a lustful man, you like, I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, we not talking or speaking the same language. And a lustful spirit isn't just a sexual lust of, it could be a greedy spirit. It could be lust for power, lust for control, pridefulness. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. You know? So, what type of shit are you on? Okay, in this season? What type of energy are you on? And I also want to implore this too, ladies. This is like If nothing else, if you take this away like a little key dating advice, child, men that seek attention run, child run. Attention seeking men are like, there's something wired in their energy. Like men that move with integrity, they ain't trying to be seen. They're not, because what I've learned a lot about attention seeking men is those are the warlocks, those are the energy vampires. Those will be the ones later most likely seeking to compete with you, child. Okay. You don't want a clout chaser. That means that somebody also that's chasing validation. They're not secure within their being. That's the number one red flag of that. As a man, you do not want no man that is seeking validation outside of themselves because they don't know themselves. And they're easily swayed by attention. That's another thing that you don't want no partake into. You don't want no parts of that. Because that means they can be bought, they can be sold. Okay? Anything. Because they just want that attention so bad. A man that has values and standards, they don't just talk to anybody, they don't just sleep with anybody. And the qualifications is not like based off of how bad somebody, like, oh, she bad, oh, she look good. Oh, their qualifications is not based on superficial things. It's because even some, like, I feel like some women need to hear this, and maybe even some men need to hear this, that you may think that your partner does not exist because you're so used to these loud, boastful energies, these imbalanced masculine energies, or men that are very loud in their essence and their presence. They don't have a solid presence in themselves. They don't have any type of self-containment of who they are. They're very imbalanced, very broken. They don't take accountability. So of course, naturally, you would think there's no such thing as a man that is of integrity, a man that doesn't waste his energy and his body just over lust. Like, yeah, men have needs, women have needs, but it comes down to a person that says, like, I'd rather have my peace than just to sleep with anybody. Because yeah, there's women out here that will eat your energy up and eat you alive and take your energy later, right? And like leave you destitute, leave you broken, right? So some men know that also their reputation, their wealth, or their finances, or their ambitions depend on them being disciplined and moving wisely and discerningly, that they can't just be out here talking and dating anybody. And believe it or not, men of integrity, they look at women that want to be seen and like out here like showing and like, not to shame anybody because we've all been there, right? Probably, right? I know I have, where we think that attention is valuable currency, when in actuality it's not. It's just data that says, yeah, you fuckable, yeah, you look good, you know, you desirable, but that doesn't equate that you're valued. Does that make sense? So when a man is looking at women that are like doing the same thing, kind of clout chasing, they want to be seen, they're loud, they shaking their ass. Sometimes you shaking your ass because you want to shake your ass, you having a good time. But most of the time, that ain't what's on people's mind. They hoping that a man is watching, or a particular man they hoping is watching, right? See me, look at me, desire me, want me. Attention to a lot of people is dopamine. It feels like currency to them. Like this is, I'm valued. If I'm desired, I'm valued. If his dick getting hard, if they all up in like sliding in whatever, like I'm desired. I'm like, it fills you up. That's your ego. That's a part of self that is wounded. Because you shouldn't really, I should say, I'll say this, like, if you are the person that says, I want one person, I want my person, I want to be in love, I want to be with my soulmate or my divine counterpart or whatever, you wouldn't give a fuck about desirability of men. You would only care about someone being attracted to the authentic you, that one person that's meant for you. You wouldn't give a fuck about that. So you wouldn't even be performing anymore because it's a performance. It's a performance. Men are wired a little bit different when it comes to like the chase and things like that, and why they chase and who they chase. But like as a woman, it is kind of like an energy, like it's an imbalance when you're trying to curate and pull in and like uh move a certain way. It signals something. It signals the wrong energy out. It's quite the opposite of you finding a divine counterpart. A divine counterpart wants one person. They're not lusting after multiple women. They might be interested, oh, she's pretty, she's attractive, she seems cool. Yeah, they notice baddies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'll tell you this too. A healthy man also will be tired of seeing women shaking their asses and showing their asses online. They get tired of that. It's like, what else? What else you like? What else about you? You know what I mean? If you're a lustful man, you only think about sex. You don't give a fuck about what's in her brain. You don't even care if her brain functions. She could be a vegetable and you'll still fuck as long as her ass is big, or not even sometimes even that. You know what I mean? So some of the energies, some of the energies that are being reflected back to you is for your own self-awareness, and it's not to beat yourself up or tear yourself down, you know, um because a part of like, if I'm speaking to, you know, fellow children of the water, people that resonate with water energy or siren or mermaid energy, part of your essence is you are a sensual person, right? You're very in tune with your body. You're very in tune with your aura, your energy. You know, to a degree or certain level, what type of energy you have and the power that it has and the effect that it has on other people. You're aware of that, right? So you're naturally magnetized and you're naturally sexy, right? And sometimes you do feel sexy and you want to show it. And it's not always male centered. I understand that. But there's a certain type of energy that you could tell the difference. Like if I was to look at one woman like posting herself, um, let's say it's like a woman doing a photo shoot in her lingerie versus another woman doing it, like the certain energies, like if you put energy together you could kind of see like, okay, this person's energy is coming from a lustful, coming from a kind of heavy place, or sometimes even coming from a self-validate, like seeking validation place, where someone is like, I'm celebrating me. I'm that bitch, I'm celebrating me. I don't give a fuck. You can tell the difference in energy. Just like a man that knows he fine and like he might post himself looking good, whatever, versus a man that's like, I'm trying to get validation. I'm trying to pull bitches in. I'm trying to siphon some energies. What's up? You could tell the difference. You could tell the difference. Not everybody's eyes on a spiritual level. On a spiritual level, I want you to think about this. Is meant for you, it's meant to consume you. It's not meant to consume you. Some things are meant to be kept to yourself, right? So that doesn't mean, I'm not just speaking now, we're going to get off the topic of like presentation. But let's say your inner world, some things need to be kept to yourself. And that's a part of mermaid energy, siren energy. It's secrecy. It's depth. You don't get to reach all levels. My environment, my world, you can't even swim that deep down there. I'm not going to pull you into that world if I know you can't swim. That's what it's giving. Half of these motherfuckers that like, not just romantically, but half the people, like, some of these people ain't even worth like bringing to the cookout for real. Like around your family, they don't even, they're not even, like, I'm gonna put it like this. People that are these energy vampires and shit like that, you don't want these people around your family. You don't want these people around your kids. Like, you know, that affects the people that you love. You don't want to expose them to this type of energy, this type of motherfucker. Like, people that don't mean you well. You know, you got to scan a person past their money, past like, I know y'all love, or not maybe y'all specifically, but a lot of people like content creators that talk about, what's it called? Hypergamy. And like, I understand wanting, as a woman, wanting a man that is financially stable and secure because you want to rest a bit, right? Yeah, you may have your own bag, your own money, but to have a man that says, "No, I got it," and you have kids and the family, and they got it, you know, they're stable financially, but you have to think about like you can't just be a CEO, or you can't just be looking good, looking fine, driving nice cars, have a big house, or take me on trips if in your mind you may not want kids, that might not be something that you desire, but like your safety, your wellness, is that enough for you? Is just how generous somebody is with their pockets, how good they look. And sometimes it's like, oh, get you an ugly man, quote unquote. I don't want to call nobody ugly, but like, let's say we'll get you an unattractive man, or man you're not attracted to. If he's stable, be with him. If he has money, be with him. That's miserableness, child. Your spiritual wellness will dry. You'll be miserable, bitch. Like, I'm telling, like, you'll be fucking miserable. Settling for anything in life, I don't care if it's love and relationship, if it's for a motherfucking job, like, even if it's for a season, okay, cool. But like, if you tell yourself that this is the best that I can do in my life, knowing deep down inside damn well that you are way deserving of more, of asking what you want, and believing that exceedingly and abundantly is yours, and you say, oh, this is the best that I can do, you're gonna be motherfucking miserable, because that's not what's in your free, like, that's not what's in, as they call it, the vibrational escrow of all of the blessings and things that have your name on it, that are connected to your energy signature, your birthright. You're gonna be fucking miserable, because it's almost like, what's that show? I think it's Wife Swap or something like that, where two different wives swap families for a day or something. I think it's a day, and like they go in their house, and it's like this family lives completely different from you. And it's like, what the fuck? The kids probably don't clean up. The husband's probably lazy as shit. You got to cook. You got to clean. You know what I mean? And then some parents go in and it's like, it's not my thing, but it's good enough. Y'all cool. Y'all chill. Okay. Husband's kind of cool. Kind of nice. The kids. But you're not happy with that. That's not your path. That's not your destiny. Does that make sense? It might be a part of the journey of something, maybe with self-awareness, you need to see, you need to learn within yourself, or see something about yourself, but that's not the path for you. That's not where your blessings, your favor lies. Does that make sense? You know? So something to think about. Might be a little triggering. Like I said, I can't be that one to just be like, it's just, it's not comfortable for me to just be like, no, we're just gonna gloss over that, because that might be, no. I'm all about helping people break free if they want to. If they want to, you just lay it out, and if it makes sense, it makes sense, with the good faith that it will hit for somebody. You know what I mean? Um, because the mirrors are gonna reflect that. You can't lie to yourself. Like you can lie to a capacity to certain people. Certain people might be like, oh, but that's, it's not my business, I'll move on. But like, you, at the end of the night, at the end of the day, all you have is you and your own reflection, and like, your experience better than anyone. So if you truly want better for yourself, as we all do, right? We want better for ourselves. It's a challenge sometimes to break free out of the things that prevent us from that, when we are aware of it. Sometimes we're not always aware of it, and that's why oftentimes divine spirit will use people as mirrors so that we can see, certain triggers within ourselves. Like, okay, what is it within me that's triggered by this? and like, let's get to it. Let's get to the shit. And I would definitely use this blood moon to break this. I would definitely do that. And I would call my energy back to me. You can work with the red candle. You can work with the white candle if you into the candles, or if you just like a simple prayer, a shower, a bath of recollecting your energy back, calling your power back to yourself, asking spirit to wash away any illusions that may be over your eyes, things that you can't see that you need to see about yourself, about your world, your environment, maybe something maybe that's blocking you, like whatever that may be. Take a hard look, because spirit is using somebody as a mirror in your life to see something, right? And you could be a mirror for someone else that needs to see something within themselves, you know? And I guarantee you, your energy triggers somebody as well, right? And it's meant to, the trigger is meant to activate self-awareness. That's all triggers really are meant to, like self-awareness of something going on within self. That's, you know what I mean? What we do with that is up to us, you know? Um, let's change the energy. This will be my last deck that I use because I feel like I've been doing too much. But let's like do a little reset even with the decks. I'm gonna put these cards back, all of these cards back, and I'm gonna pull a last message and card from our divine team and like what they want us to know. Um, and you know, I gotta do a little shout out, you know, to my website. Okay, if you are resonating with this, you want to tap in, you want to go a little bit further, you're down for, you know, what you need to know, what you need to see, or help process something, or to confirm, what have you. I got you. If you want to book a reading with me, okay, you are more than welcome to check out my website. If you don't see something, you're not sure what reading, because I'm gonna like simplify my website soon. I'm gonna revamp it soon, but yeah, if you are unsure, just email me. Or if you prefer a phone reading over like a voice recorded reading, pre-recorded reading, you want something more personal, you want to exchange, you want to talk, I have phone sessions available as well. So, all right. I'm going to pull from the Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle deck. I might use the guidebook to get like some more messages because I like the affirmations and stuff in this deck. Ooh. All right, divine ancestors, this collective, come through, provide guidance, wisdom, and truth. And I will pin my website in the comment section of this video, but you can click the links once they're available. The link is probably not available in this live yet. I don't think I put it there, but you can click one of my latest videos and it'll be there. Okay. And I greatly appreciate y'all for being here too, by the way. Thank you. Happy full moon manifestation, blessings, divine favor. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Divine source guide, our divine team, our angels, our ancestors. My right ear is really hot and really warm. One of somebody's ancestors has really been like buzzing. Maybe you've been seeing a lot of bumblebees, or maybe some of you guys have had bumblebees like surrounding you recently, or like almost feeling like, are they trying to attack me? No, I feel like it's an ancestral energy trying to get your attention. Yeah, definitely one of your ancestors. Okay. Okay. Some of you guys, you're a child of Oshun. There's another spirit connected to bees, but I can't think off the top of my head. And I've been wanting to say Marshall, someone with the name Marshall or Marcia, Marcel, Marcella, Michelle, Michonne. Now I'm hearing like key names like Keyshawn, Kayshawn, Keisha. Kalani, Kyle, and they're saying Keisha again. Those are the names that are coming to me. I don't know why, but and it's 5:55 here on the clock. 5:55 p.m. here. Okay, come out, cards. Come on now. Come on now. Okay, ancestral force completion number 21. I'll pull one more. Actually, I'm hearing to pull five. Pull five. Okay. Father God with radical truth. Creative or creature of water, creative expression. Ooh, I love these cards so much, child. Conjure woman with manifestation. And the trickster with ego and access, number 15. Bottom of the deck is the martyr, sacrifice, self-reflection. This is you in your reflective state of maybe how much energy you've actually been giving and putting out. Okay. You are a chosen. Look, and we have the boo-boo, the fool card at the bottom of the deck with the full possibilities and potential with the conjure woman number 1. I'm going to leave these out together because that's the whole message. Okay. That was beneath this card. But, yeah, the sacrifice and self-reflection card is equivalent to the hangman in this deck. But you notice how she has the robe of many colors. If you know the story of Joseph, the dreamer in the Holy Bible, I love his story because it is a story of redemption, but it's also a story that I feel like many of you can resonate with. Reason being is that when you're somebody that's spiritually gifted and others around you may have not been awakened to their own gifts, or they don't have the same gift that you have, and this is a problem with coveting and envy, right? Where people covet and envy other people's gifts because they have not become aware of their own. Joseph was, his parents knew very early on what he was and who he was. They knew that he was gifted in a particular way, and he had the gift of dreams. But he was very like immature in a sense of decoding them. So he would just come out and just share them, and he was sharing it with the wrong audience, which was his brothers. His brothers, his older brothers, were very envious of him. Okay, he was the baby, so you know how babies of the family are. They get spoiled, right? So he's telling his brothers, oh, I had a dream and you guys were all surrounding me and you guys were all bowing down to me. So to motherfuckers that's envious, oh, bitch, don't tell me, oh, you trying to tell me I was worshiped? Like, what? But he didn't know how to decode his dreams yet, right? So fast forward, they're so jealous of their brother, they can't take it. Because their father presented this robe. I think the mother stitched the robe for him of many colors. So many colors could be rainbow, right? So whatever, he was presented with this robe and it triggered something in his siblings. They resented him even more. So these motherfuckers went out and sold him into slavery in Egypt, and his parents had no idea what had his whereabouts. They had thought something had happened to him. They didn't know, right? And so as Joseph is in Egypt, he has become a house slave, right? Very favored, very well liked. He gets into little mess, I guess. The wife, the prince or the king, whatever, his wife pushed up on him, right, on Joseph, and he was falsely accused and put into prison. While his time in prison, he's ministering and helping the prisoners, the fellow prisoners, decode their dreams. One of the prisoners spreads the news about Joseph and his gift of decoding dreams because a Pharaoh has this dream that he just can't simply recall or make sense, or he can't make sense of the message. He can recall it, but he can't decode what it means. Joseph being gifted now, being tapped into his ability to decode his dreams, breaks it down and warns them of famine and what the solution and resolution is to that, right? They come up with a plan. He's promoted. He has his own shit. He's well renowned. He's known. He has his own good reputation, right? His brothers from their land come to Egypt because they're running out of food and resources, come to Egypt seeking refuge. And they go to Joseph, who is now a high power there. They don't know and recognize their brother. And it could be due to age. It could be he looks a little different. He's not as young, but I feel like it's metaphoric to the fact that he's in his truth. He's owning his visibility. He's owning his gifts, his birthright. He's owning his divine identity, right? And they're asking him, "Hey, can you help our wives and our children? We need the food, we need the money." And he recognizes them, and it takes Joseph some time to be like, I'm not gonna be an asshole as much as I want to like curse y'all the fuck out and treat y'all like shit and say no, you can't have none of our resources. I'm not built like that. Let me help y'all. And then they're like, oh, it's our brother. Right now they like, oh, our brother, you know. So sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes that's how it is. You martyr, you give, you sacrifice. You may not have been aware of who you are. You may still be learning that and reflecting on that and embracing that anointing that you have, right? The many colors can represent the many layers and facets of you, you know, how colorful your essence is. You're not just one thing. You're not just one box. You know what I mean? Um, Take some time to really reflect on what you gave and not from a place of bitterness, even though that energy might rise up. Don't judge it, but don't live in that. Okay? Because you might go and think about the times how you given yourself and how people took advantage of you and you know betrayed you, hurt you. It might hurt for that to come up, and there's times where you might come to the conclusion like, no, maybe that person really needed that at the time, or I needed that. I needed to see that. I needed to learn that. You know, how can I show up differently without overextending and overgiving myself? You know, how can I extend that same level of sacrifice for myself? You know, so sit with that. Sit with that. But your ancestors are saying like with the completion card, it's equivalent to number 21, the world card in the major arcana in the tarot, that you have you have successfully, you can't even get the words out, successfully completed what you needed to complete at this point in your journey. That doesn't mean that you're completely perfected, because no human is. We're constantly evolving. We're constantly going to have chapters and seasons of experiences that we have, right? So whatever this season is now, it could be a couple of decades, right? If you're fairly young, let's say you're in your 20s or you're in like literally 21, you have a long way to go, yes. But there's something very major that you have completed and overcame. Okay. And that goes for everyone. But I feel like for the youngins, you might think that, you know, you can't possibly have acquired much wisdom. You have. And it goes back to the beginning of the reading, if you missed it, where I mentioned that being a messenger, especially a messenger of the divine, you're chosen as a messenger, or you're someone that is a seer, you know, whatever you want to call yourself, or you don't like labels, your wisdom does not have to come through experience, because it's ancient wisdom, it's divine wisdom, it's a message between you and God. It's conversations where you receive it, and whoever needs that. You don't have to be on the end of, oh, I've been there, done that, so now I can. That's not the only means of acquiring wisdom. No, it's not the only means. And then you have Father God, Radical Truth, number 43. So they have a Father God and they have a Mother God energy. So the masculine principle of the divine universe, right? The essence of the source encourages you to be in radical truth. And radical truth is not you being like chaotic and destructive with it, right? But it's a truth that just rings so true to you. It sparks you, it lights you up. It's a part of your essence, who you are. Like when you're passionate about something, like when I talk about certain topics, most people, y'all, like, you probably can tell, like, oh, this bitch, you know, this is something that she resonates with. This is something she's passionate about, you know. There's certain things that spark you in a divine way, right? Radical truth does not have to be a message in communication message or expression, but expression in lifestyle. How you live your life, how you create and paint your world. That is your radical truth, too. Um, I love this card so much. It's so dope. The creature of the water with creative expression. So I say this. This isn't to exclude anyone because if you resonate, right? But like I keep getting like fellow children of the water child. Like you guys, your creative expression, you're inspired when you're incorporating water somehow or being by water, um, through water, maybe through bath time, through shower time, through washing the dishes, through mopping, something where you're in that essence of working with water. Washing your face, brushing your teeth. You can be inspired in that sense. Visions may come to you. Communication. You're sitting drinking your water. Um, I don't know, it's raining outside and you get downloads because that's your room. That's where you're most connected, right? If you're in this physical world, this physical reality, you resonate with all aspects, all elements, but one of the most resonant energy for you may be water. Or this is spirit, your divine team calling you, and I'm getting chills in my legs, calling you to a place of water. There's something creative that sparks, or after you go, more clarity will come to you. It's like it's a portal. And I'm getting also like rainstorms. So like some of you guys, you might go somewhere where it rains a lot. I'm hearing like tropical or rainforest, um, or at a time where you are, it might be raining. Sitting with that energy, it's going to inspire you in some kind of way. It's going to inspire you. And I'm hearing Agua Nila by Hector Lavoe. That song, I'm hearing the drums. It's like a part in the song. It's like the middle part of the song. And it's like, I'm hearing that drums. Musicians, like some musicians have the ability to see music in color. I believe Pharrell has this ability, this gift to see like music in colors. Sometimes I can, like if I listen to a particular song, I feel like a certain color or certain frequency or certain chakra connected to that song. Some of you guys have the ability to do that, and it doesn't have to just be music. For some of you, when you're creating something, you might see, like, let's say you're building your website or you help people build websites, or you're thinking about like, okay, what should my logo be? Or even fashion. A lot of creative people are intuitive, very intuitive, and you almost have to be, right? Because a lot of what inspires you is intuitive, it's downloaded. So like sometimes you'll be like, oh, I feel led to paint my nails green, and you might be feeling guided to work on your heart chakra, or attract financial wellness or money. If you're a nail tech, you might be like, what should my logo be? And you might come up with the color green, or a font that's green, or your website is blue, like, or certain elements or qualities have, certain accents have blue in it. Or let's say you're a singer and you're like, oh, what dress should I wear? What outfit should I wear? What color should I wear? Oh, I'm gonna wear red because this theme is like, I'm singing about empowerment. I'm singing about sensuality, sexuality. I'm gonna wear red, or I'm gonna wear some red lipstick. Or if I'm wanting to heal the people, I want to be, expressing of that. Let me wear some blue. What are you conveying? It could even be if you have heads, like spiritual heads, like, certain deities and things like that that you resonate with, and you're venerating them and you're honoring them. Or, you want your grandmother's spirit to be with you, so you're wearing her pearl earrings or her pearl necklace, or, your grandfather, Gave you his watch. You might wear it. That it's something with that. But I'm seeing colors though, like colors being incorporated with your like your expression, but it's like on a spiritual, visual level. Um, and then going to the two, the 1 and the 10, you have conjure woman manifestation number 1, and then 0 with boo boo the fool with possibilities and potentials. So you have that energy of that wise, that wisdom to create, to conjure, to bring about manifestations. Like pull this energy in. But again, remember the reset, the initiation, the fate, fortune, or fate favors the bold, or fortune favors the bold, whatever saying. If you're seeing a lot of cats, in particular, you're seeing black cats, that includes panthers or dark colored wild cats or black toned colored, even if they have like hues or spots, the black cats. Those are particular ancestors that's calling you to trust yourself on your journey. They want you to believe in your power, your silent power, because your power is not something that's like it has to be loud and it has to be, oh, I'm powerful and you don't got to do all of that. Sometimes it's just you walk that shit. Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like that's what I'm hearing. Something with the Mingos, or maybe that song in particular. Yeah, not to gas anybody up, okay? You carry an archetype of like, I could totally see that you could have been, like, I could see it. Like, that you've been a priest or high priestess in your past life, or like in your lineage or something. Somebody was a priest or priestess, okay? They like roses, whoever this ancestor is, they like their roses and they like them red. Their favorite color is red. They could have the voodoo religion, or they could have been Catholic, something with roses and white candles. I'm seeing blessing oils, like olive oil that has been blessed, anointing oils. If you have an altar for an ancestor, you may know who this is, or you've been feeling this for a minute. For some of you, visually, when you do your work, when you do your conjure work, something with red activates you. Red roses, like if you have a space in your bedroom, your house, red roses helps you activate that priestesshood inside of you. Saints, you resonate with saints. Saints have been coming up a lot lately for me. Like, um, I don't feel like personally for me, like to like certain saints, yes, I do resonate with, but I'm seeing like for some, that's like that's your lane. Like you resonate with saints. And there's a saint. I almost want to say Saint Paul or maybe Saint Peter. So one of those two. I'm also hearing, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I might butcher it. Some people pronounce it different. Hecate. Santo Muerte is coming through. The Virgin Mary or Our Lady, our Virgin, that's coming through. Mary Magdalene energy. So some of you guys work with the Rose priestesshood. Sex magic or sexual conjure alchemy with uh, sexual energy or veneration around the womb. Pambagura is coming through too. So if you work in sex work or sex magic, I'm getting more so like webcam stuff or OnlyFans stuff. Some of you guys do need to work with roses as a seal of protection. Certain saints for protection. I'm seeing Saint Barbara. these are just what's coming to me. And the color red is like, it's standing out to me. Um, some of you guys are wanting to dye your hair blonde. Spirit say fuck it, fuck it. That's what you resonate with, you know, like fuck it, do it. Um, the trickster and ego and excess, okay? So you have the two twins here. Um, this is duality energy. Gemini energy. We are in Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Mercury's ruling planet is Venus in Virgo. Okay. This full moon is in Virgo. So there's something that this energy is teaching you and showing you sometimes that we could weave and get ourselves webbed up and caught up in a fate through our ego and what we give access to, or excessively indulging in something, even if it's negative thoughts, negative conversations. Be very careful what you weave yourself into. Okay. That's what this energy is kind of, it's echoing back to the mirror card and the other oracle cards. Okay. It's a mirror to show you how you can weave yourself or get yourself caught up in repeating certain things, certain cycles. Certain vices are not always good. Okay. Sometimes we could feel like, oh, why did spirit trick me? Why did spirit allow this? But you got to look back, and this is, again, the mirror of self-awareness and accountability. Go back in time without blaming yourself, but go back in time and assess what energy were you in? What energy may have you dance with, you know? Sometimes we bypass our own intuition by saying like, yeah, I know better, but I kind of want to see this through. I want to see what's up with this. And that sometimes that's a sneaky way of giving access to something that can detour your path sometimes. And then when it doesn't work out, we go back and say, oh, spirit, well, why did you fucking allow it? Spirit, like, I didn't allow shit. You did that. You did that. Hello, free will, anybody? Okay. So I don't know if I need to read the book. I don't know. Maybe for somebody's like reassurance and confidence, I'm gonna read these two cards, 21 and 41. I'm gonna read those two right there. Ancestral force, number 21. Be proud, celebrate yourself. You have a well-deserved sense of wholeness. The vibe is fulfillment and harmony. You have a better understanding of who you are than ever before. You are protected. You are safe. It is safe to be safe. The ancestors have your back in full force. Embrace the new opportunities. The ancestral memory is the ancestral force comes through as the Yoruba Igun, Igun masqueraded, a celebration of ancestral spirits that provides a portal for participants to communicate with those who have transitioned. The ancestral medicine is allow yourself to be more vulnerable with people in your inner circle. If you don't have people you can open up with, consider allowing in more people with discernment. That's a disclaimer, okay? Your tribe, the people that's for you. We're not going to read the shadow version because it's not in reverse. But the declaration is, I embrace my sacred connection to infinite potential. Infinite potential. Okay. Number 43. Okay. Father God. Okay. Says there may be dishonesty or confusion around you, but there is an old saying that the truth will out. Or, as the grandmas used to say, what's done in the dark will soon come to light. What do you believe to be true? This ancestral energy is focused on righting wrongs and doing just thing. It is self-compassionate to be truthful with yourself. It is courageous to be truthful with others. If you root yourself in the truth, you cannot fail. Ancestral memory, Father God shows up as Olofun, the omnipresent, omnipotent incarnation of the supreme God of the Yoruba. He is just the ruler of heaven and the earth. Ancestral medicine is allowing yourself to be authentic, Nova. I don't know who that is. Allow yourself to be authentic is a privilege. Denied to many who came before you. How can you be more of yourself? And that was a message that was coming through. How can you be more of yourself? My beloved child, are you willing to drop the mask at home in the rest of your life? Drop the mask. This correspondence with Jupiter, we was talking about Jupiter when we was talking about that Jupiter energy. There we go. Okay? So, this is your message. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will leave my link to my website if you guys would like to tap in with me, okay? I'll be more than happy to help you, assist with you, connect with you, okay? So like this video, share it with someone who you feel like it might bless, okay? That is the read. Happy full moon manifesting, y'all. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be good out there. Be safe. Divine favor be upon you. And until the next one, much love. Peace.